Hello, in this video we will discuss the chapter French Revolution, class 9th history, and the topic that we would discuss is the growing middle class and their demand to end the privileges to the first class and the second class, that is the first state and the second state. We know that the first state consists of clergy and the second state consists of nobility, and both the clergy and the nobility, they had some of the rights which were given to them by birth, and the middle class, they started demanding that the rights given to them by birth must come to an end and there must be equality in the society. So in the past, peasants and workers, they had participated in the revolts against increasing taxes and the food security. But they were unable to achieve their aims because they lacked the means and programs to carry out full-scale measures that would bring about a change in the society and the economic order. In the 18th century, there was a rise of the middle class. The middle class earned their wealth through expanding overseas trade and from the manufacture of goods like woolen and silk textiles. These goods were either exported to different countries of the world or were purchased by the rich members of the society. Merchants, manufacturers, and the professionals of the third state, like the lawyers or administrative officials, those who were educated, they were inspired by the ideas which were put forward by the philosophers in France. By reading those ideas and by understanding these ideas, they started demanding the equality in the society. Some of the ideas that were put forward by the philosophers are stated. You will see that you have three columns on the board. The first column consists of the name of the philosopher, the second column is the name of the book, and the third column is the idea that has been put forward by these philosophers. First part, we have John Locke. John Locke has printed a book called The Two Treatises of Government. In the Two Treatises of Government, John Locke sought to refute the doctrine of the divine and absolute right of the monarch. He stated that monarch must not have the absolute and divine right. Second philosopher is Rousseau. He brought a book called The Social Contract. In Social Contract, he proposed a form of government which is based on the social contract between the people and their representatives. The third philosopher, Montesquieu, he brought the book called The Spirit of Laws. In The Spirit of Laws, he proposed the division of power within the government between the legislature, executive, and the judiciary. So we have three philosophers, John Locke, Rousseau, and Montesquieu. The books put forward by them was The Treatise of Government by John Locke, The Social Contract by Rousseau, and The Spirit of Laws by Montesquieu. John Locke, he said that the king must not have the divine and absolute right, and Rousseau, he said that there must be a government which is based on social contract, and the social contract must be between the people and their representatives. Then Montesquieu, he said that there must be power sharing in the government. He said that power sharing must be there between the legislature, the executive and the judiciary. So one of the philosopher is wanting that the king must not have divine and absolute right. Other stated that there must be a social contract between the people and their representatives. The government must be based on this principle. And then Montesquieu, he proposed a division of power in which there must be power sharing in the government, and the powers must be divided between the legislature, the executive and the judiciary. Now the question is, how did the ideas put forward by the philosophers become popular in France? We know that different ideas were put forward by the French philosophers. John Locke, Rousseau, Montesquieu, they have mentioned these ideas in their books, and the ideas became popular. How did these ideas become popular? The ideas of these philosophers were discussed widely in saloons and coffee houses. First point, how did they become popular? The first point is that these ideas were widely discussed in the saloons and coffee houses. In order to become these ideas popular, they were published in books and newspapers. The ideas were brought in books and newspapers. They were published there so that there can be large circulation and large number of people can read those ideas and apply these ideas in their lives. These ideas were also frequently read aloud in groups for the people who could not read and write. Means those people who were illiterate, those people who could not read out the ideas in the books and newspapers. For those people, the ideas were frequently read aloud so that they can hear the idea, they can understand the idea, and the ideas can spread in different parts of France. Now, by taking help of these ideas, the middle class people, they started demanding equality in the society.